Sisters in Christ. The title for our sermon this morning is Who Will Be Our Leaders? This is intended to conclude the series we have been learning, sharing together on the theme, Leaders After God's Own Heart. It's the sixth in the series. And throughout the series, we have learned a lot, I believe. We've learned the blessings and the benefits if a church would make it their goal to appoint leaders who are people after God's own heart. We've understood what it means to be a leader after God's own heart. And we have also considered some of the key characteristics of a leader after God's own heart. Remember, we talked about shepherding as one of the characteristics. We also talked about servanthood as another key characteristic. But today we are looking at the leadership of David as his life comes to an end. And as we do so, I would like for us to bear in mind that, Lord willing, a week today is when we are all going to begin the process of selecting new elders and deacons, as well as reviewing those who are already serving. Elders, deacons. And as we go through the exercise, a lot of questions remain for us to address. For example, who do we want to see appointed as an elder or deacon at the end of this exercise? And why do we want those people to become elders and deacons? Another question. In case the person you nominate is not appointed, or in case as a serving leader, for some special reasons you are advised to step aside, what will be your response? In case you even have the desire, but for some reason you were not recommended to be appointed, what will be your reaction? In carrying out this whole exercise, my brothers and sisters, another important question for us is, are we going to be guided by the word of God and the will of God, or we are going to insist on having our own way, having our own favorites? What kind of leaders would God have to lead this congregation, so that as a congregation we become spiritually healthier and more vibrant in terms of our services to the Lord? From the text that was read to us a moment ago, actually the full context extends to verse 26, but for time's sake we will focus on a few aspects of the chapter.
asɛm no nyinaa de nkefiri enyimu baako kosi aduonu nsia no na aso mmerenti ebehwehwa kosi nyimu du no.
But there are plenty of rich biblical principles we can draw answers in our attempt to address the questions I've just posed.
Adisua bebre wo Bible mu bia ya kenkan ye beboa ya yi nsɛm a mebisa ye na no.
From what we read,
hwehwɛ de kenkan ye no a
King David has, as a king, led the people of God for 40 years.
Wahene David adi onyankopɔn krofo animu efinhye aduanan.
And his 40-year leadership has seen great progress and stability.
Na efinhye aduanan odi hene no empuntuo bebre ene edin yo aba oman no.
However, as he comes to the end of his life, he is advanced in age, and as he approaches the end of his life, his ability to lead effectively seems to be compromised.
Na so emra wo gba kwakra na onyi na na bra boy kwa wieye no na hoɔden a odidi anim no afei so ate.
At home, he seems to have lost the leadership role that is expected of a good father.
Wo efie mpo no eni anim a ohwehwe firi agya pa ho no na so ate.
And in his career as the monarch or king, leader of the nation, there seems to be chaos in the seat of government.
Na afei so oyo hene no akamia ese sakasaka ye kakra aba ahenie numu kakra.
When you study the life of David critically,
what you
learn is that from the very point he had adultery with Bathsheba, and subsequently killed Bathsheba's husband Uriah. The consequences of David's spiritual and moral life is something that can be described as an erosion of his life. For example, what we notice from that point of adultery to this point we are reading about in his life, he lost a baby son. And then at the same time, what we read from 2 Samuel chapter 13 is that one of David's sons, called Ammon, seduces his own sibling, and rapes her. So use your imagination. You are a leader of the state. Or you are a leader of the church. Everybody looks up to you. And then you commit adultery. Then you commit murder. And though he was broken and God forgave him, not long after that, one of your sons, Ammon, rapes Tamar, your own daughter.
But
if you were in a country where those in leadership or the head of state, this is what is going on in his life, how would you feel? Or if this, may God forbid, but if this happened in the church and you have a church leader whose family life is going through this kind of chaos, moral, spiritual chaos, how would you feel? What would be your response? But it doesn't end there. After Ammon raped Tamar, Absalom, whose direct sister is Tamar, assassinates Ammon right in the palace, in the presence of the father.
Na asam no ansi ho a emra emo ekoto Tamar monano ni nua Absalom a ono na ni nua ba ne Tamar so ekoku ni nua no so.
And while all this was going on, David's oldest son, Adonijah,
mra sa anyoma nyina ekoso no na David ba pani e frɛ no Adonijah
carries out what I call palace school.
Adonijah ye bibia te se ku a ye wa hemfie.
From verse 5 to 7 of 1 Kings, from verse 5 to 8. I want to read it. Then Adonijah, the son of Haggith, exalted himself, saying, I will be king. And he prepared for himself chariots and horsemen, 50 men to run before him. Verse 6. And his father had never rebuked him at any time by saying, why have you done so? He was also very good looking. His mother had borne him after Absalom. Then he, that is Adonijah, conferred with Joab, the son of Zeruiah, and with Abiathar, the priest, and they followed and helped Adonijah. Pause there.
Thinking kind na Haggith ba Adonia, Emma ne ho so ka se, me na medi hene, na osiesie ntiase anam ne aponkotesefo, ene marima aduonum na obetu nanim rika, na naja anka asem a eye ya biara ankyere no da se, adan na waye se yie na ono nso eye onipa fefe na ono na wowo no di Absalom akiri na one Seruia ba Yoab ene osofo Abiata na edi atirimusem na wodi Adonijah achi bua no.
Get the picture.
Hwemfonyine no.
Here is first and foremost a father, a leader in a home who seems to have lost control of his leadership role.
Eja efie mpo no eja oye no efiri ni nsa.
And then he is at the same time a politician, a political leader, and he seemed to have lost control.
Wafe so oye manyoni na so manyoni no oye no efiri ni nsa.
Why would his son Adonijah embark upon such an insurrection against his dad? It's obvious that Adonijah can't take it anymore. He is sick and tired of all the troubles and the shame that are being caused through his father's moral and leadership compromise or failure. Hence, Adonijah desires so badly to bring about a change. Change in the state of affairs, both in his own home and in the nation. And so he couldn't even wait for the father to die. But rather he attempts to take over the leadership by force. I want us to grasp the root cause of all the problems that are plaguing David's family and the nation. Number one, there is a compromise of the moral and leadership qualities expected of David. David and Kasa and as a consequence, things are not going on well at all. Things are falling apart. And who can best salvage the situation? Second point. Considering the fact that the leader, David, has become physically weak and fragile as an old man, there is need for a change in leadership. But how best would this change happen? David we can learn from this narrative that two options are at stake for the nation of Israel as a whole. What is going on in David's life as a father and also as a leader of the nation is a problem that is affecting the whole nation of Israel. And so in handling such problems, the people of Israel, number one, have the option of doing things in ways that will please God. That is one option. The other option is that they, in attempting to address these problems, they could just follow what suited their heart's desire.
Okwan fufuro betumi afa so no say ana so ombeye de wonwa oman nankasa koma pe.
Now, when you consider what Adonijah, David's son, did,
so ohwe ne Adonijah David ba ye
I mean, his self-declaration as a king.
Ono a born ho so safo hene say they say de me na me yo hene.
It is clear that Adonijah chooses the option of doing what satisfies his own desire.
Eda di pefe say Adonijah de ono pese wo fa okwan a obeye na aso ono ankasa na komani.
And he was able to manipulate, lobby, and have some of the top administrators of David come behind him.
Na otimi wurawura David ni mpanimfo ni bi mu ma omo bedi na chi.
Sometimes that's what happens in a nation.
Sometimes
that's what happens in the church.
It
even happens in our families. In the nation, something may be going wrong in leadership. The reason why you see some young, hot-headed military men and probably women take arms to overthrow government is the same point. They think things are not going on well, and therefore leadership must change. Then they pick up arms. Sometimes it happens in the corporate world, on the jobs. Where, an individual or a group may think that, the managing director is not doing well, embezzling money, and there's demonstration and commotion and destruction. Sometimes it happens in the church, unfortunately. Where an individual or a few in the church may think that leadership is not doing what they are supposed to do, and therefore they create commotion or chaos in an attempt to bring the leadership down. Now, in the case of David, as we studying this morning, it's obvious that things were not going on well. But the question is, how should the change happen? Adonijah chose the option of following my own heart, doing things my own way. He did not seek the way of the Lord. And so Adonijah even ended up bringing about division in the country as far as David's administrators were concerned. From human perspective, Adonijah is strategically ready to take over leadership. But the question is that the will of God? Or he's rather pursuing his own personal agenda? Why was Adonijah supported by a number of seemingly influential administrators in David's office? When you study it carefully, you realize that most they did so because they were also unhappy of what was going on. They expected King David, the leader, to act in a certain way, and they didn't see that. Be careful, my brothers and my sisters. If any individual comes to you at this particular point, when we are selecting elders and deacons, if anybody comes to lobby and to manipulate you, to rise up against somebody else, be very careful. Because it may not be according to the word and the will of God. And you'll be guilty, just like Adonijah was guilty
na obedi hu fo se ne Adonijah di na asem.
If you have time and you study the rest of the passage, eventually Adonijah was killed.
Se wusua kenkan sem no ko na wie ya Adonijah yekun no.
But there are still critical questions that emerge as we reflect on the passage.
Now so yon sem hia bi a eda so wo ho a mra ye kenkan na ese yadwen ho.
Another question is,
when
is it okay for a person to assume leadership role?
This
is a question, anytime I read this passage, I pose to Adonijah. And it's a question I'm posing to all of us. When is it okay for a person to assume leadership role in the church or even outside the church? And when is it okay for a leader to stand down? This question can best be answered when we consider carefully the attitude shown by David and Adonijah. You see, David is too old, physically weak, and yet wouldn't step down. Neither would he communicate to the people of God God's approved succession plan. Because before this time, God had already revealed to David that Solomon will succeed him. But David failed to communicate this for all to know and understand. David reminds us of the typical African leader who will rather die on the throne than relinquish authority, even though their strength and dynamism is diminished. So you can think about Mugabe, for example. You see, the lesson for us here, brothers and sisters, that in the church, leadership is not a dynasty. But it's a service, it's a sacrificial service that you are called to render when the time is right. In Adonijah, we see evidence of how youthful exuberance can do if a young and immature person or people force their way into leadership. That is a lesson we must all learn. It's a negative lesson that must teach us a lesson to avoid. Sometimes when you have not played a role, you think you know all the intricacies and you have all the answers. Sometimes some of us are quick to condemn, to attack, and to disgrace people who are doing the best they know how. If we choose the way of Adonijah, we will end up destroying the church. And we will die, spiritually die ourselves. Adonijah brought division. In the end, he died. So the same is true with us in the church. I want to encourage all of us, the young ones especially, and others who haven't had the opportunity to play leadership role. We should show concern, yes. We should pray for our leaders, yes. We should even find ways to approach them and talk to them and express our feelings to them, yes. That is the will of God. But the will of God is not to insurrect against authority.
Nyɛ Nyankopɔn pɛ sɛ yɛsɔre atia anianimfoɔ.
Even though it may seemingly appear as if things are not going on well.
Ebi a ne w'ani so no deɛ owu ne sɛ nneɛma nkɔ yie.
The final question I want to pose to us
Asɛm bi sɛ atwa to a mpɛ sɛ mebisa.
is, what kind of person does God call to lead his people?
Wɔ nipa bɛn na Nyankopɔn frɛ no sɛ ɔmmɛdi ne man anim.
What kind of person does God call to lead his people?
Wɔ nipa bɛn na Nyankopɔn frɛ no sɛ ɔmmɛdi ne nkurɔfoɔ anim.
God calls people, first of all, who fear him.
Wɔ Nyankopɔn ne edi kan wɔfrɛ wɔn a esuro no.
God calls people who are willing to sacrifice their own interests to serve his people.
Wɔfrɛ wɔn a wɔpɛ sɛ wɔde wɔn ankasa wɔpɛ bɔ afɔreɛ som Onyankopɔn
God
nkurɔfoɔ.
calls leaders who bear the characteristics of a shepherd,
Onyankopɔn frɛ anianimfoɔ a wɔte sɛ nwanhwɛfoɔ.
who will feed, who will protect, and who
Ɔbɛma
will
nwan no
provide.
aduane na wɔabɔ nwan no ho ban.
God calls people who are servants.
Onyankopɔn frɛ anianimfoɔ a wɔyɛ asomfoɔ.
And you remember the story we told the other day about the house help or the house maid.
Wobɛkae a naano meka asɛm bi kyerɛ house help anaa housemaid ho asɛm.
God calls people who are willing to serve
Onyankopɔn frɛ nnipa a wɔpɛ sɛ wɔsom ho.
without looking for any fame or name in return.
Onyankopɔn hwehwɛ obi a wɔpɛ din anaasɛ tumidie bi.
These are the kind of people God calls.
Wei ne nkurɔfoɔ Onyankopɔn frɛ.
In contrast with Adonijah,
Na wode toto Adonijah ho a,
who thought that things are not going on well.
ɔno yɛ n'adwene sɛ nneɛma nkɔ yie.
God does not call people like Adonijah,
Onyankopɔn frɛ nnipa te sɛ Adonijah
who by force or through violence
a wɔde force anaasɛ
who
sakasaka
want to bring about change.
na ɔpɛ sɛ wɔde nsesaeɛ ba.
God called people to leadership when their time is come.
Onyankopɔn frɛ wo mmerɛ a wo mmerɛ aba sɛ bɛdi ne
As a
anim.
lesson we learned from David.
No yɛ adesua a yɛsua firi David ho.
There was another leader called Saul.
Yɛwɔ neanim baako a ne yɛfrɛ ne Saul.
God, as you know, rejected the leadership of Saul.
Sɛdeɛ mu nyinaa anim Onyankopɔn poo Saul ne anim.
And when the time was appropriate for God,
Na mmerɛ a Onyankopɔn ankasa mmerɛ soeɛ no,
God called David into service.
Onyankopɔn frɛ David ɛba ɔsom adwuma nim.
When you read further, 1 Kings chapter 1,
Ɔkenkan ahene nwoma a ɛdi kan no ɛrekɔ no a,
when
ɛti baako kɔ no.
David heard the news about the attempted coup that Adonijah carried out,
Mmerɛ a David tee sɛ Adonijah ɛpɛ sɛ ɔyɛ kuu no,
David officially came to the public
ɛna afei deɛ David baa ɔman n'anim.
and told the people who God has chosen.
Na ɔbɛka kyerɛ ɔman no deɛ Onyankopɔn ankasa yi no.
And it was not Adonijah,
Na ɛnyɛ Adonijah,
but it was Solomon.
na ɛyɛ Solomon.
Think about that.
Dwen ho.
Solomon,
a
son from an adulterous relationship.
Solomon David ɛwɔ no ɛwɔ awaresɛ yie mu.
And so he is declared as David's successor.
Ɔno ɛna yɛafa ne sɛ ɔmɛdi David adeɛ.
He comes to leadership with mud in his feet, so to speak.
Ɛni anim a ɔbɛdi no ɔyɛka sɛ atɛkyɛ ayɛ ne nan ho.
He doesn't come from a background that is without blame.
Baabi a ofiri no nkekaeɛ kakra wɔ ne ho.
You can find something to fault Solomon's choice.
Sɛ obi pɛ sɛ ɔka biribi tia Solomon a yɛyi ne sɛ ɔmɛdi hene a wobɛnya bi aka.
But remember, he is God's choice.
Nanso ɔno na Nyankopɔn ayi no.
As a matter of fact, it is not even David who initiated the move to appoint Solomon. It is God who spoke to David and said, Solomon will be your successor.
Nokwasɛm ne sɛ nyɛ David mpo ɛna ɔkaa se Solomon mɛdi n'adeɛ. Nyankopɔn ankasa.
This is fantastic.
Wei yɛ nwanwa.
It tells us that
Ɛkyerɛ yɛn sɛ
when the time comes for us to choose leaders,
sɛ mmere so ne yɛbɛyi ne animfoɔ a,
sometimes we may have to choose people we probably don't like for whatever reason.
tɔ da bi a ɛsɛ sɛ obi mpo a wompɛ no no ebi a biribi nti na wompɛ no ɔno na ɛsɛ sɛ oyi no.
But we cannot pinpoint any fault, and therefore, if it becomes the will of God that such a person is chosen, we must accept the person.
Ɛsɛ sɛ ɔyɛ obi a yɛntumi nya ɔhaw pɔtee bi wɔ ne ho na yɛyi na ɛsɛ yɛn nyinaa nso gye ne tom.
So in the end, it was not Adonijah.
awie no enya Adonija na bedi hene
Who thought he knows best?
ono na na odwen so onim pa
Who thought he can use force to bring a radical change?
na adwen so obetumi ni sakasa de nsakira ye kese
In
aba
the end, it was Solomon.
awie no ebeye Solomon
God's choice was Solomon.
onyankopon na yi Solomon
He was not perfect,
no onye pede
but he was God's choice.
na so na nyankopon yi
Because from the beginning of Solomon's life,
Solomon abrabo ahyase no
he feared God.
no suro nyankopon
He depended upon God.
ode ne ho to nyankopon so
And he used God's wisdom to guide him in all his leadership role.
no ma nyankopon nyansa edi bo ne ho ban di nanim wo ne ni anim ho
1 Kings chapter 3.
ahene ngoma a edi kan ti miensa
So we bring our lesson to a close.
ade adesua no ba wiye
Who will be our king?
hwan na beye ye hene
Who will be our leaders?
hefo na beye ni animfo
Who will be our leaders?
hefo na beye ni animfo
Think about it.
dwen ho
May God bless us.
nyankopon hyira ye amen